Today I'd like to talk to you about autoimmune disorders. And there are many different varieties of autoimmune disorders, and the incidence of these are on the rise. It's estimated that between 23 and 50 million people across the United States are affected by autoimmune diseases such as lupus and rheumatoid arthritis, Hashimoto's thyroiditis and Graves' disease, psoriasis, multiple sclerosis, and many, many more. It's estimated that there are between 80 and 100 different types of autoimmune disorders. And basically what an autoimmune disorder is it's when your body doesn't recognize itself as a non-invader. It thinks that your body is an invader, and when our body senses that something is attacking our body, it mounts an immune response. And so sometimes that immune response is against our joints. Thus, we get rheumatoid arthritis. Sometimes it's about our thyroid gland, and we get something that looks like Hashimoto's or Graves' disease. And these diseases can be very painful, can be very debilitating for people, can cause disability and lost time from work, lots of money. And in the traditional medical system, the answer to there's really no cure for these diseases in their eyes, but in the traditional medical system, the answer is to tamp down that immune response with medications. And the problem with that is that the side effects from that is that it leaves our body open for attacks from other things. So if our immune system is tamped down and it doesn't recognize when things are invading us, such as the flus or colds or even cancers, that puts us at higher risk for getting infections or cancers. So I think that there's a better way, and the functional medicine approach that I like to use is to, first of all, listen to the patient's story. I want to hear all the details from even before you were born. What was mom's health like? How were you born? Were you breastfed? Those are all very important things when I listen to what's going on with the patient. Because in my world, it doesn't matter what autoimmune disease name you come to me with, we're going to look at it about the same way. There's always a genetic predisposition, and that means mom or dad passed you a gene. They may not have had the disorder. They may have had it and nobody recognized it. But regardless, there's a genetic predisposition. And then there's a triggering event, and that triggering event can be some kind of stressful event. It can be a trauma. It can be an illness. And then the third thing that factors into autoimmune diseases is hyperpermeability of the intestines. So things getting through to our bloodstream from our intestines, such as toxins, medications, undigested food particles that are really too big to get into our bloodstream. That mounts an immune response, and we start attacking our own bodies, if you will. And then manifestations can come on, such as pain and fatigue and thyroid disorders, whatever the organ or body part being attacked is. So to fix that, we look at things like repairing the gut lining. We look at diet. I look at fixing that torn lining, that inflamed lining. Sometimes it's foods that people are eating that they are sensitive to that we need to get out. That causes inflammation. Sometimes it's certain medications that they may need to think about getting off. We talk about digestive function. A lot of people are low in stomach acid, and that causes a real problem in these disorders. And then the other thing is that, we're supposed to have lots of good bacteria in our intestines, and that does everything from keep us a healthy weight to making us have great moods. But 70 to 80% of our immune system is in our intestines, and if we don't have the right bacteria, or we have bacteria in there that can actually predispose us to autoimmune disorders, then we are set up for failure. But all these things are very treatable, and I feel like I can help people reverse and get over the symptoms of the autoimmune disorder that they have. So I would love to hear your story. I would love to help you to reach your wellness goals at Julian Healthcare.